Amilcar Vidal destroys Edward Ortiz with a massive overhand right. Now, really interesting punch. Amilcar was showing that he was trying to wait and bait for Edward to kind of draw him into his line and kind of counterattack him. He wasn't really doing a lot of his own setups, not a lot of his own feinting and probing and stuff. Kind of just waiting for Ortiz to kind of enter the line so he can counter him. And there were a lot of sequences of that. Now, what we're going to be taking a look at is kind of the danger, and one of the interesting things about the southpaw orthodox dynamic is that when you're both on the back of your line, the person who goes first, if they're throwing a power shot, they're going to be making their weight and drawing their weight toward the back half of their opponent's line. Now, as you can see in this clip, when Ortiz looks to throw his straight left hand or his rounded left hand, however he's throwing it, like a hook / uppercut, sweeping kind of, however you describe that left hand, he's dragging his weight from the back foot. As you notice, there's a more clear and concise line between his weight here than here, right, in his weight. I know it's not a great example here, but as he moves forward to throw that punch, you can see the much more clear and concise line here when he transfers his weight fully to the front foot. Now, as he's rotating his weight, he's going to throw his punch, and the place in which he's going to stop is going to be dictated by his target. Now, because his target was here, roughly where his opponent's shoulder was, he's going to stop in the position that he stops. However, his opponent is slipping farther off the line and crossing this line, his opponent's line, the line of his target. And that allows him to get this punch and get the leverage into this attack. Now, it's interesting because he's also drawing weight to the back half of his line here. I know it's not super apparent from here, but as he goes to step this way, his opponent throws that attack toward the back half of his line, and then he simply slipping to the front foot gives him the space to throw this overhand right as he meets his opponent on the front foot. Again, one of those interesting dynamics of the southpaw and orthodox matchup. Usually the person who goes first, if they're attacking their opponent's back half of their line, they're going to be the ones that get countered and get knocked out. Now, another little quick representation of this, if you can see here, taking a look, again, it's not super clear here, but you can tell that there's going to be a shift in their weight as he drags his weight towards this position, and we saw clearly in the other picture, he draws his weight to this position. Now, the only difference is his head is stopping in a position in which he was attacking someone whose head was in this position, here. He's bringing his weight towards this zone, and Vidal is moving his head over to this zone. So he's going to miss, obviously. He's slipping to the front foot. But the idea is that because he's baiting and he's waiting and he gets his opponent to go first and draw their weight to that position, he knows where he's going to find his opponent. He's going to find his opponent and his opponent's head over his front knee on the front foot. And he just has to meet him there by changing positions with him and throwing the left hand as well, or his right hand. Actually, his right hand, because he's the right-hand orthodox fighter. But one of those really interesting and really tricky things about fighting a southpaw or fighting an orthodox fighter is those baits and those traps on the back foot. Obviously, it's very dangerous to attack your opponent and drag your weight to the back half of their line when they can so easily slip and throw a short punch right on your dome, right? Anyway, an excellent KO. And I do think that the fight was stopped a little bit early, a little bit premature. I think that he was recovering, and that Vidal wasn't doing enough to really set his punches up, and that was giving Ortiz enough time to kind of recover, even though he was still getting hit with some bangers. He still was getting tapped up a little bit, but I think that he was going to recover, and I wouldn't have minded seeing it go, maybe another 30 seconds, and if he didn't throw any punches or tie his opponent up or something, create some space, or land a good shot himself, go ahead and give it a call. But I think it was stopped a little bit early, but this was an excellent shot. Again, drawing the attack to the back half of his line and getting to the front half of his line to attack him. An excellent shot.